All right, everybody. Hey, starting a little bit early today. It is 1:59 UTC on the, what is this? This is the 29th of October, 2018. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. There we go. Now it's 2 hours UTC. Now I feel better. Now I feel a little more balanced here. Well, welcome everyone to Astronomy Daily Live. This is where we sit down every single day, practically every single day, and grab our consumables of choice, whatever they may be. Some things, one wants to know about, and some things one may not want to know about. But here is my primary consumable of choice. This is the hydrogen hydroxide. Once again, HOH. 2 hydrogens and an oxygen. Awesome molecule. So cheers. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the universe. Everything's good here. I was sort of expecting clear skies tonight, but at least at sunset and a little bit afterwards, and some high, thin clouds. And so, yeah, my thoughts about doing any kind of observing tonight, well, we're shot down anyway because I had some things going on this afternoon, a little bit of rehearsal for the musical event that me and my musical partner are going to be going to. We're actually going to be going up to Laughlin in a few days, for a few days, and play some native flute music. Now, I don't play the flute. That's my partner. But what makes native flute music really nice is to have some kind of an accompaniment, some kind of background, some kind of nice ambient sound. Just sort of fill in the sound, because the sound of the flute is it sort of usually takes on sort of the higher registers, and that's nice, right? It's nice. He adds a little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay to sort of open that space up a little bit. But the ambient sound that I can create just sort of creates a very open space, because I can do really low and really high, and he's sort of in the middle. So yeah, it turns out really nice. It also helps a lot that he is an amazing native flute player. So that makes my job super easy. So I'm going to look on the chat here. Hey, Bobby, nice to see you in the chat. Judge 80, welcome. Nice to see you there in the chat as well. Tom, hey, nice to see you too. So I thought that Bobby was saying that he wasn't going to be able to get in because he had some other engagements tonight. But hey, I'm seeing you in the chat, so yeah. Hopefully you'll be able to at least keep up that way. So hope everybody is doing well. What do we do here? We sit around for an hour or so every single day at the same time, and we talk all things astronomy. So we talk about the universe. We talk about research that is going on in the astronomical world. Talk about events, any kind of rocket launches, or what various spacecraft are doing, or if there's some kind of events going on Mars, right? Some uh, uh, some kind of a planetary dust storm, or whatever it is. And it's very casual, very laid back, very unstructured, and that's yeah, I guess pretty much or very much how I am anyway. So it's just uh, uh, this is just me sort of doing my thing. The only difference, really, between what I would normally be doing at this time and what I'm doing now is that I'm sort of vocalizing my thoughts. But otherwise, I uh, I've been doing this almost exact same thing for years and years and years. Um, Now, for me, it is it isn't 2 a.m. in the morning, right? 2 hours UTC or 2:06, as it is right now, is universal time, right? Coordinated universal time. But because we live supposedly, probably, very likely, on a sphere, we've sort of decided to divide the world up into these 24 chunks, which we call time zones, and that's how we sort of tell our local time. So where I'm located in southeastern Arizona in the United States, where it's nice and dark, right? I am situated sort of in a major observatory spot, right? I have Mount Graham to my north, which has the Large Binocular Telescope, the submillimeter telescope, and the Vatican telescope. Uh, um, then to my west, just to my west, I have the Mount Lemmon Observatory, which has like the Catalina Sky Survey and a few others up there. I have um, um, the MMT on Mount Hopkins, which is actually south of Tucson. And then there is, of course, Kitt Peak, which is a little bit more west, and they have, well, I don't know how many telescopes up there, a couple of radio telescopes. So yeah, I'm in a great spot in terms of being able to do astronomy. Right, it's dark and it's clear much of the time, so it's a great place. But where I'm located, I'm 7 hours behind UTC, and Arizona is one of those locations on this planet that does not observe daylight savings time. So I am always, I am on Mountain Standard Time, always. I'm 7 hours behind UTC all the time. So that makes my job a little bit easier in terms of, me having to pay attention to what time it is. For most of the rest of you, you've got daylight savings time. So actually, really soon, I think this coming weekend is the big shift back, right? It's fall back, spring forward. So yeah, everybody's going to be losing an hour, I guess. Is that how that works? You lose an hour, you gain an hour. I don't remember. Um, um, have I ever been to the observatory in Flagstaff? Yeah, I have visited there. I've never worked there. So and being an astronomer, I sort of distinguish those two things, because being a visitor and actually working at some kind of an observatory are two completely different experiences, totally different. So yes, as just sort of a regular person, yeah, I definitely have been up to Mars Hill, up in Flagstaff, toured most of the facilities there. Actually, at the time I went, um, uh, the telescope that was used to discover Pluto was shut down for some reason. There was some kind of construction thing, or I'm not exactly sure. Um, but yeah, an absolutely fabulous place. And of course, they're still doing lots of research up there. I think the U.S. Naval Observatory is still there. A lot of what the sort of the Flagstaff facilities do is just sort of like basic fundamental kinds of measurements, right? They're measuring brightnesses of things, they're measuring positions of things, and just reporting those. But yeah, very awesome. Even and I don't want to say even more awesome, but at least equally awesome is a location to the east of Flagstaff, near the little town of Winslow, Arizona. Right near Winslow, Arizona, there's a huge hole in the ground called Meteor Crater, and that actually is the crater of a meteor that um, um, punched into the Earth something like I want to say like 40,000 years ago. I don't remember now. Um, uh, so uh, meteor crater is incredible. It's absolutely stupendous. If you ever have a chance to get there, of course, go to Mars Hill too. Um, See the observatory there for absolute sure, right? And then shoot on over. I don't remember how far over it is, but um, um, it's a little ways over there. Maybe I don't know, an hour or two. I don't remember exactly, but if you can, make sure to go over and see the crater because that is absolutely stupendous, absolutely stupendous. So yeah, UTC never changes either. So yeah, I mean that would be incredibly confusing if UTC changed. So okay, well, cool. So hope everybody's doing well. Um, let's see. I'm just catching up with the chat here, looking at yeah. I um, I don't really have a problem with uh, you know daylight savings time or standard time or anything like that. The most important thing is that we all agree and we all sort of know that this kind of thing is going on, right? So I mean, I don't I, I don't really have an opinion one way or another. Um, yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, there's only one time, and that's right now. So um, all other times are sort of relative. So yeah, as long as we agree to changing things back and forth and all that, perfectly fine. And for sure, you know, even though um, the state of Arizona doesn't change times, we all still have to be very aware of the time change, right? Because you know, we have to consider all the rest of you who do change, and relative to me, your time is going to change as well, right? So, for instance, right now, Pacific Daylight Time is exactly the same time as Mountain Standard Time. So my time here, which local time here is 7:15 p.m. Uh, um, that is the same time in you know, Nevada, Colorado, um, probably Montana, probably Utah, probably Colorado change. Um, Utah, yeah, maybe Utah, Idaho for sure, Washington, Oregon. Um, yeah, probably not Utah. Utah's probably on Mountain Daylight Time right now. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's weird to everyone in my family um, when I would go from 2 to 3 hours behind and back every year. Yeah, yeah. Yep. But, you know, look, as long as you keep track, it's really no big deal. And what I like about it is that, you know, it sort of forces people to think about time a little bit. And when it comes to astronomy, sort of understanding how we deal with and measure time is really important. And that's why for this live stream, right, I give you one time, right? This live stream starts at 2 hours UTC, period. Okay? Now, you can do one of two things to know when that happens for you at your local time. Okay? The first thing you can do, which I encourage, right, is to sit down and figure out, you know, what time that is for where you are, right? Because that sort of lets you in the door, right? It's sort of the password, right? If you can figure out what time to actually be here for the live stream, um, you get to come in, right? Um, uh, but the other way, easier, is to just hit that notifications bell, and I think you get yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I think you get some kind of notification beforehand, and then maybe a notification when I start here. So you know, check that out a couple times, and when I go live, you can look at your own clock and say, ah, okay, cool, he's on at, you know, whatever time it is. So that's that. So yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Sitting back on our virtual porch. Todderbert, nice to see you in the chat there. Yeah, I watched one of your videos from, I guess it was the one from yesterday, where you were showing all the little handheld um, radios, and talking about getting your ham license and all that. So, you know, I probably at some point I I too will get my ham radio license. It's one of those things that's pretty low priority. You know, there's a lot more other things that I want to be doing. So you know, my attitude is that you know, if I'm going to do that, right, and actually get a license, right, then I want to be able to ham it up, right? I'm just getting a license to have a license, no, that's no good. That's no good. Yeah, this 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 new thing with premiering a video, I think is pretty cool, right? Because what you can do, right, is you can produce a video, right? Completely prepare a video, do all your editing, all that kind of stuff, right? And then you set the video to premiere at some given time. At least this is my understanding, right? And then once that starts, the video will obviously play, and you, as the creator, and others can do the interaction on the chat while the premiere of your produced video is playing, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I think that's extremely cool, extremely cool. So yeah, Uncle Bill, I'm totally with you. I understand that, but that's why we've got folks like yourself, right, who, for the most part, right, can figure all that out, or at least be able to help people figure all that out. So people aren't completely in the dark because they've got great helpers like you. So yeah. And Super Chat is part of it too. Cool. I think with Super Chat, I think you still have to qualify with the number of subscribers. And Totterbert, yeah, I think you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I think you're way above that, and I am way below that, way below that. So yeah, I'm not doing this really for any kind of financial gain or anything like that. I'm not really looking at this point, at least, to be sort of making any kind of living off of YouTube. I I don't know. I'm not quite sure if the audience is big enough to actually support that. So to make a living doing this kind of thing, yeah, I think I would have to be doing either a lot more, or yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I think this idea of premiering is an interesting one. Sounds sort of like an experiment, that YouTube is doing. Let's try. It sounds like a good idea. So let's try it. Let people, use it a while. See if it's liked. Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea. So yeah. Yeah, and Totterbird, I think, I mean, my sense is that, and the little bit of research I've done is that the most important thing is consistency, and then quality of the content as well, and the consistency thing I definitely have down, because this to me is super easy, right? I mean, there's absolutely no production here at all, right? I mean, this is a live stream. I'm doing it. I'm just sort of chain of thought. So being here at the same place at the same time each day is probably the most important thing. Good content is um, pretty important too, and that's sort of an ongoing thing. I'm always trying to make things better with this live stream, and I'm not like trying to think about how to make things better 24/7, but I think this to me is sort of like practicing, right? It's practicing a particular thing, or like a bunch of things. Like I'm practicing a bunch of songs, and as you practice, you usually get better and better and better at it. So that's what I'm sort of hoping is that I am slowly, because I'm just a uh, slow-minded scientist here, slowly, uh, hopefully, getting better and better and better. And when sort of a new idea pops into my head, I definitely give it a try. I do have one thing that I would really, really like to do, but I haven't figured out exactly how to do it yet. If I want it to be more of a production thing, or if I want to try to do it live. Um, and hey there, Space TV. Um, well, I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, see, I've got my little screensaver right there. So yeah, thoroughly enjoy that, and yeah, I've seen other YouTubers with sort of the same kind of thing. So this is an experiment too. To sort of break it up a little bit. The one thing that I still need to try to figure out is get some background sound. I think that would help enormously, and to do that, really, it's all I have to do is sit down and figure it out. Uh, and if I can do that, then I will. Then I will. So, well, look who's on the panel. Hey there, Bobby. Oh, he can't hear me yet.
Yeah.
It usually takes a couple of minutes. There you are. Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just finished with the pay-per-view.
All right, cool. Have a good time?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to watch it again tomorrow because what's good about it, the pay-per-view is in a digital subscriptional package. It's the onlyest digital subscriptional package that allows you to watch pay-per-views for free by paying a small fee a month. And and I can always watch it anytime, anywhere, whatever.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool. That's very cool. Well, good, good. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it in. Saw you in chat earlier, so I figured you were hanging around a little bit. So, um,
Yeah, I was kind of a bit working and stuff.
okay.
And what's also good about it is I could also join the panel whenever you started and stuff, but
Yeah.
I can't leave my guesses hanging and stuff because what it is, it's not even a viewing party at all. What I can do is get it ready to go, and I can just do whatever I want.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, awesome. So, Uncle Bill, yeah, it's kind of interesting. The video that was processing yesterday finished, and the live stream that I did yesterday, as far as I know, I'm going to look right now. Well, here, I'll just take you over there. I'll share my screen. Share the screen, hide that. We're going to go over here. Let's see. I'll go to Video Manager, and you can see that the one that was processing yesterday is now accessible, but the live stream from yesterday is still processing. So again, it's been more than 24 hours, and
who's that idiot that dumbed down that last video?
yeah. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but there's something new going on here in terms of YouTube processing videos. So yeah, this has been well, at least since it finished, right? It's almost been 24 hours. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. So, but I mean, this one, which I thought might have had a problem, seems to be okay. Although somebody gave me a thumbs down. How do you like that?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, I like a little bit of dissent.
TV said there's got to be a bug somewhere that they're ignoring the fact of.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I'm sort of curious to see what happens when today's live stream gets up there. If this thing all of a sudden is finished processing. So yeah, don't exactly know what's going on there, but yeah, here at Astronomy Daily Live, we take things in stride and don't worry too much about those kinds of things. Yeah, this is for fun, and it's to share a passion, right? And yeah, if there's any kind of problems or anything, we'll probably
that new EU proposal demanding extra checks. Been some talk that can completely kill YouTube, Twitch, and many other platforms.
Maybe the new EU article is demanding extra checks. They could completely kill, huh?
So it's definitely not YouTube, it's definitely EU.
Yeah, huh? Well, we'll see how all that goes. Yeah. So cool. Okay, yeah, and
I think it was too, Article 13. I read that on Torn Freak one time.
Huh. So Totterberts had a video processing for 6 months. So okay, well, I guess I don't.
GDPR. It's not that GDPR. It's like I think if I recall correctly, it's at Article 13. I read it on Torn Freak one time.
Interesting. All right, well, cool. I think let's dive into some astronomy here. I just as a quick aside, I don't want to get too distracted with this, but you know how these kinds of things go. We get going on things, and all of a sudden, it's way past time. But I noticed that the planetary data service. Let's see, should I go all the way back? Yeah, I might as well. Actually, the planetary data system. Look, Juno data just released today, right? Isn't today? Okay, yesterday. So just released some new data from Juno, which is a spacecraft that is currently orbiting the planet Jupiter. It's got a hugely elliptical orbit that brings it in really close to Jupiter. Like maybe just a few thousand kilometers above the top of the atmosphere, and then flings it back out, way out. So it's like a 54-day orbit, and they're actually close only a few hours or so. And they do that mainly to protect the spacecraft, right? The environment of Jupiter is crazy, insane, and so you don't necessarily want to put a relatively sensitive spacecraft there for long periods of time. So they sort of fling themselves in and then zip out, and it has a bunch of instruments on it, and from time to time, right, they release all of their most recent data set. So it's usually the raw data and the calibrated data, all of it. So this is what we've got this time. So we've got data from GRAM, which is a it's a spectrometer mapper working in the near infrared, right? So 2 to 5 microns. So yeah, it's taking spectra, right? So that's GRAM. We've got MWR. MWR is the microwave radiometer. So it is looking at microwaves, right? At these frequencies. So from 600 megahertz up to 22 gigs. Let's see. And then we've got, they're calling it raw gravity science. Not quite sure what that is.
Yeah, it's Article 13 of the Copyright Directed European Parliament. And they said Article 13 and Article 11 passed at the same time. Almost impossible. So, yeah, I think that's what really going to kill us.
Well, we'll see. There's, I think there's a lot of public demand.
Yeah, you have that hydrogen hydroxide? Or you got
Of course.
H2O?
No,
Yeah,
I got
my orange soda. Cheers.
Oh, wow. That's a very exotic, extremely exotic drink there. I don't know how you can handle that. Let's see. So raw gravity science. I'm not quite sure what that is. Was I looking at that before? I don't know. Let's sort of see what that's all about. That's not going to tell us much.
I don't know if it's even possible to sue the European Union government because, like Space TV said, like GDPR, no one would do anything about it until the day before it's made law.
I see. Huh.
I thought the GDPR was going to really push the limits on privacy laws.
Yeah, I haven't really been following any of that. RSR. I don't know what these are. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what this is. Let's go back to this list. So UVS is the ultraviolet spectrometer. Where is UVS? Here it is. So of course that does spectroscopy in the ultraviolet. It doesn't actually say what wavelength range it is, but yeah, in the ultraviolet, probably at wavelengths that we normally can't see on Earth. It's a nice thing. And then a bunch of data from JunoCam, which is the 1K by 1K camera, imaging camera. I think it's got how many wavelengths? I think 3. I think it can look at things in 3 different wavelengths, if I remember right. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Now, one of these I noticed, and I don't remember which one it is now, actually had just regular comma-separated columns. A lot of this data is in sort of binary mode, where it's either some kind of a digital image or some kind of tables that have been compressed and all of that. But oftentimes, this data is just sort of regular text files, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. I'm gonna have to go over here and look.
Now, you have Rebre Office on your computer?
I do, yeah. MWR.
Yeah, Rebre Office will open CSVs.
Yeah, of course. But they're also usually just text files, so I can use my favorite text editor to look at these too. So let's look at the reduced data records. This means that they've taken the raw data and they've calibrated it, right? So they've taken out all the instrumental effects, all the spacecraft weird things. So we just have data, just actual data. So I'm not quite sure what GRDR and IRDR is. I don't know if
talking about like the privacy laws that might be impossible to have.
Oh, okay, cool. Go for it, chat. You can definitely chat up things as much as you want. This is a platform for all kinds of discussions. So yeah, feel free.
So like GDPR abusive, or it's supposed to be an okay law?
I don't know. You'll have to continue looking in the chat for that. Because I really haven't been following all of that probably as much as I should be. So let's see if we can. Let's see. I'm not seeing. Let's see if we can. I'm kind of curious what GRDR and IRDR mean. Might be able to see something in the documentation. I don't know.
Now go back to that Wikipedia page. I think they had some transponder information that I just saw.
Well, this is the microwave radiometer, and
just wait, scroll down. Yeah, antennas.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I can do something about the 1.2 gigahertz if I can. But anything like higher than that.
Yeah, but they're observing things at those frequencies, not actually transmitting at those frequencies. Right. So they're looking at light. In these microwave frequencies coming from Jupiter, right? So this actually isn't transmission, right? These are sensors. These are antennas working like telescopes, just collecting light. But yeah, I don't see anything about what GRDR and all that is, and yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Let's see. Well, okay. Well, all this stuff was just published today, so.
And one more thing, the FCC to ban to use the sales of biothings and other inexpensive handheld transceivers. There's billions already in there and stuff, but I think that's a little bit stupid banning those transceivers. Yeah. And Space TV is asking, have you checked out the Backyard World project yet?
The what? The Backyard World project? No, I've never heard of that. Backyard Worlds project? don't know anything about that at all. Let's since you brought it up here, let's take a quick look.
Now you could just right click it and there's like a search option that you can do without copy and pasting.
Oh well. I'm old school.
And there's always Control C and Control B. That's what I use.
Yeah.
And how I learned that? Bowtech.
Yeah. Control C, Control V goes way back. Although in most Unix configurations, Control C actually stops the program from running. So yeah, you got to be careful. Let's see. Backyard Worlds. Planet 9 is a NASA-funded citizen science project, which is part of Zooniverse. Aims to discover new brown dwarfs. Cool. Interesting. So it's already made one discovery, 34 parsecs from Earth. That's pretty far. Oh, actually, I guess it's made quite a few. Okay. That was the first one. And then, wow, so it's made quite a few. Very cool. Very cool. I wonder, I mean, they're trying to find nearby brown dwarfs. But so far, right, these are pretty far away. So nothing incredibly close yet, right? And I mean, these distances are in parsecs, so you have to multiply these numbers by 3.26 in order to get the number of light years. So some of these, like L5, or this guy here, is well over 100 light years away. So, but cool, interesting. Neat. All right, I'm gonna keep moving here because I saw, let's see, detailed data product specification, IRDR and GRDR. Yay. Okay, so let's go to page 19. Can we do this way? No. We do it this way. Oh, that's page 11. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So there's an instrument RDR. No, I don't remember what RDR stands for. So there's an instrument RDR and a geometry RDR. Calibrated data from the science EDR. And yeah, I apologize. I mean, I remember at least learning about what EDR and RDR is. That has something to do with how much processing has gone into it already. But yeah, it's just a CSV file, which is very cool. Having different columns. So let's see. Okay, so it looks like there's a bunch of data here for sure. Internal receiver thermistors. R1 external to vault, RFTL, PRT1. Ooh. R1 antenna, PRT1 through 4. R2 antenna, R3 antenna. Wow, there's a lot of columns here. R6. Low gain counts, switch to antenna. Wow, what column are we going to look at here? There's there's a lot of columns.
Space TV, if you can post that link on the Discord, that would be great. And check the chat for that, Cosmic.
What's that?
check the chat, and I'm asking Space TV to post a link on
Oh
the
yeah,
Discord, so it'll be easier for me.
yeah, and I think I'll bet you that there's probably a link. Maybe not. Oh yeah, here it is. Backyardworlds.org. There we go. So here, I'll actually link it in the chat here too. Just like that. Bam. There we go. Cool.
See, I'm checking the chat on my phone. That's why I'm asking everyone to post their links on the Discord, so it's easier for me.
Yeah. Sweet. I can put it over on there too. Bam. Cool. Okay. So, wow, this.
In Space TB, if you want a link of the video presentation also, but Space TB is not a moderator. You gotta be a moderator, so I think your best bet is supposed to post it on the Discord.
Yeah. Just throw it over on the Discord. That'll be great. So, wow, there's like 201 columns in this data. Wow. Gee whiz. So let's see. Is there a? Whoop! I went too far. Oh, I went way too far. Sorry about that. We'll get back here. Dun, 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 dun. We'll sing our song while we're looking. Okay, so there is an ephemeris time. Good. Okay. So, well, heck, let's just. I downloaded one of these files, right? 5 megabytes in size. MWR. Yep, there it all is. Bunch of data there. So I'm going to get rid of the first column or the first row because that's just all time tags. But we can sort of see here that here's the time. So we can use column 1, and then we can just look at the other ones and see what these look like. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. Let's set data file separator to be that, and let's just going to look at a couple of these. MWR. So we're definitely going to use column 1 because that's our timestamp. But let's see. Let's see, which one should we do? Maybe column 12 here? R1 antenna PRT1. Not quite sure what that is. But let's look at it. Column 12. See if there's anything interesting there. We'll just do it with points for now. 7, point size 0.5, and we'll make them black. I have no idea what to expect here at all. Okay, there we go. So
looks like somebody had a traffic jam with all those tire trucks.
Yeah, so here's the time down here, and here's whatever values these are. So yeah, that's well, I guess kind of interesting. Let's connect the points up and see if making them lines instead of points makes it any more interesting. All right, so it's just a bunch of wiggly lines there. Well, that's science for you. Internal receiver thermistor 1. So let's look at number 16. See if that. So just more wiggly lines. Kind of sinusoidal, right? Sort of. So, okay, well, these all look sort of the same, right? External to vault, antenna. Okay, so let's look at column 74, right? R1, low gain counts. I'm not quite sure what switch to antenna means, but let's look at column 74. 74. Oh, range invalid. Huh?
What?
Hmm.
How is that invalid?
Well, I don't know. Not quite sure why that would be invalid. We'd have to actually try to find column 74 here, but I'm just seeing numbers, so yeah, I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure why that wouldn't come up here.
I haven't even done right.
74, 75. Yeah, who knows? Well, that one plotted. Well, that one at least plotted. Let's see what it looks like. It's more sinusoidal motion. Well, I don't know. About 70, 78. R3 count, switch to antenna. 78. Okay, well, I mean, over here the numbers are changing, right? So that's a pretty small range now, but yeah, I'm not quite sure what we're seeing there.
So, about what's the possibility that they're all going to give you that sinusoidal?
I don't know. I mean, we're looking at microwave stuff. Oh, here we go. So R1 low gain noise diode 2 deflection to antenna position, comma counts. Okay, counts. Let's see. So column 90. Let's look at column 90. I don't know if this will be any different or not. Oh, no, it's got the same basic shape, right? So yeah, I don't know. This could be interesting, but part of it is trying to understand exactly what we are looking at, because a lot of times, when you look at stuff like this, if you don't know what it is, it's like, well, I mean, it doesn't look like much of anything at all. So probably, in order to really understand and sort of appreciate this data, we'd have
now
to.
We're seeing like a little bit of change and stuff, but it's still that sinusoidal.
Yeah, it's decreasing a little bit here, right? It's going from like -1 to +1 here down to what, -0.5 to +0.5. So yeah, what that actually means, I don't know. And in fact, we can let's do this. Let's say 0.5. We can do lines and points. Oh, let's type. So yeah, I don't know how to really interpret that. So well. Antenna temperature in Kelvin, brightness in antenna position in Kelvin, 150. Let's see. Curiosity keeps me going. Okay. Sort of the same kind of
Now
thing.
with a megaphone.
Yeah. Get rid of the points here. So, I mean, obviously, over this time period, it is decreasing. But yeah, I don't know what that means. Don't have a clue. I have to dive in a little bit more. Internal low brightness reference to the inputs. Let's look at 198, and then that's it. Then I'm through with this data. 198. Oh, not necessarily there. 198, 199 there. Ran out of data. I don't know. Yeah, these columns aren't coming up. Oh, well, all right. Not too interesting, I guess. We'd really have to understand a little bit more about what we're looking at here. Geometry pointing information. Okay, so here's actually where things are pointed. That's kind of cool. Polarization. Oh, okay. So this is the GR DR. Oh, what's the difference here? GRDR column headings. Oh, for cruise data. Okay, we're not going to have access to that. This is for the actual Jupiter data. So, okay, pretty much the same kind of thing. Longitudes and latitudes of where the antennas are pointed. Okay, so that's just pointing information. Just where they're looking, right? Okay, cool. So that makes sense, right? One data set is the actual data itself, and then the other data set is just showing where all these things are pointing. That's kind of cool. I didn't download this data, so we're not necessarily going to be able to look at it. But there's only 166 columns here. Should I? I probably should. Let me go grab that that data. GRDR. Oh, is that what we were looking at? Oh, was I totally confusing things? Oh, I think I was. Oh, we were.
Oh, how did you just derp?
Oh man, see what I did? Isn't that horrible? All right, so, well, typical
I
nerd
think it's
scientist here.
the same. No one that intimidate you.
Yeah, no. I mean, okay, so we were actually looking at the wrong stuff here. So, um, let's go back. Let's look at let's look here again. Okay, so actually, what I should do, let's go and grab the IRDR data like that. And it's kind of interesting. These look like they're organized by day number, right? So let's just choose one. Here's day 70. Yeah, there's just tons of data here. It's really incredible. Let's just grab this first one. You see, it's 6.4 megabytes in size, so it's pretty darn big. It's downloading as fast as it can.
And we got Ray L in the chat. What's up,
Hey.
Ray L?
Hey there, Ray L. Nice to see you in the chat. We're looking at some new data that has just come down from the Juno spacecraft, and we've been looking at one set of data and referencing it to something else. So that's totally my bad. But yeah, let's take a look at these. These are actually going to well, maybe show us something and maybe a little bit more interesting. I don't know. Let's find out. I'm gonna sort of kind of hustle a little bit here and see if we can't take a look at a little bit of this, because I know that we're already running a little bit late, but this is science. So hey, let's just take a good look here. So this is IRDR data, right? So this is the actual data, not the pointing data, right? So let's take a look now that maybe I've got things a little bit straight. Let's look at column 12 again, right? Column 1 is the timestamp, and column 12 is hopefully some kind of data. Let's see what it looks like. 1, 2, whoop. Set data file separator. Be a comma. Oh, okay. There we go.
This is interesting.
Well, it's at least got a little bit more structure to it. Don't know how to interpret that. I mean, it sort of looks like a cityscape, you know, isn't that kind of cool? So that's what they're calling R1 antenna PRT1. Not quite sure what that is. Let's just look at PRT2 and see if there's any kind of a difference there. Following our noses here. Column 13. Oh, pretty significantly different. So let's do this. MWR12 using 1 and 13 with lines. Line width 1, line color 7. So this is plotting both of them at the same time. Oh, okay. One's really, really low and one's a little bit higher. Huh. Okay. Again, not exactly sure what these values are supposed to represent, but okay. For what they're worth, let's look at column 16, and then we'll sort of move on a little bit. Column 16. Oh. Okay, just sort of up and down, and these numbers are changing. I don't know what the units are here, but over time, we're definitely seeing, you know, some changes going on. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. Receiver thermistor. So low gain counts. Let's look at column 74. Huh, okay. Guess I'd sort of like to spread this out a little bit if I could. So let's, what's the best way to do that? Let's just do it like this. 5.7399, whoop, 998, 8 to 5.73999E8. So that's just a smaller chunk. Okay. again, not quite sure what that's supposed to be representing, but for what it's worth, there it is. That's the low gain. Let's look at the high gain. 75. Okay. Sort of looks about the same. Low gain count switch to internal load. Okay, let's look at column 90 again really quick. Column 90. Okay. Interesting. Let's look at 90 and 92 with the same plot, right? So this is, I think these are two different frequencies, right? R1 and R2 have two different antennas looking at two different frequencies. So let's just compare their low gain noise diode. Maybe this is a measurement of noise. Noise diode. Temperatures. Yeah, it's all, low gain noise. Yeah. Okay, so let's just look at 90 and 92 with the same plot. Do this the same way. WR12 using 1 and 92 lines, line width 1, line color, let's make it red. Okay, so there's 90 is R1, low gain noise, diode 1, deflection in antenna position counts. Same thing for R2. So, okay, yeah, we're just looking at stuff. So it's not entirely necessary, to fully comprehend things when we're, looking at things, especially for the first time. It's like, whatever it is, it is. So,
poor nights here with low humidity. He took his telescope out a couple of nights ago with a crystal clear dark skies. Viewing conditions were amazing. He didn't even come in until 4 o'clock local.
Good for you, Rael. That sounds like fun. And yeah, time can completely vanish when you're having a good time. So yeah, very, very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, speaking of time flying, I cannot believe that it's already 13 minutes past 3 UTC.
Now, did you record a Hearts of Space?
Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't even. Wow. In fact, I didn't even think about it. But I still have time, so I'm going to do it tonight. Yeah, I think I should still be able to do it. So thank you, though, for the reminder. I didn't even see anything on Twitter about that. So
it's a
anyway,
Halloween theme they're going to have.
Oh, it's Halloween themed? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
With some
Anyways. Nice. Well, that's some of my favorite sounds of all time are those dark, spooky sounds. Yeah, I like those. So, yeah, for sure, the PDS is not for the faint of heart, right? You have to, this is scientific data. And for some reason, scientists have sort of decided that accessing that kind of data you got to jump through a few hoops, and you have to, have a pretty good understanding of what you're looking at. But you have to start, right? You have to start. So that's sort of what we did today was, new data release from Juno, which is one of my favorite spacecraft, going around one of my favorite planets. So I mean, I have to look, right? And so yeah, I'm definitely over the course of the next week or two or so, I'll be looking at the documentation a little bit more and seeing if I can gain a better understanding of what we're looking at, because the display of data, how data is sort of shown and represented is really, really important. And if it isn't shown in sort of the right way, then it's sometimes hard to understand. And so maybe I'm just not looking at this data in sort of the right way. But it's really, really great because they have all the documentation there. It's just a matter of reading through it, hopefully being able to understand it, and then going back to the data and saying, okay, let's look at it like this. So stay tuned. I'm gonna, probably, like I said, over the next couple of weeks, be looking at the documentation a little bit more, and we should probably definitely revisit this data set because it's new, and it's Juno, and it's Jupiter, and all three of those things make it extremely cool. So, all right, you guys. Well, for now, I think I'm going to get out of here. Just a reminder. Let's see. I've got tomorrow's live stream and the day after live stream, and then I'm going to not be live streaming for something like 4 or 5 days in a row. I'm probably I am going to be bringing my smartphone up with me, so I'll probably live stream a couple times from up there, but I have no idea when. And it's possible, pretty likely, that I'm not going to live stream at all, right? Because I'm just not going to have the opportunity to do it. But if I do, if the time seems right, I'll pop in, say hi. Probably won't do a lot of astronomy or anything. Just sort of say hi. I'm here, and that's about it. So yeah, that'll be basically no live stream for like 4 or 5 days in a row or so. Definitely coming back. Let's see. I will definitely be renewing the live stream on the 6th of November. That'll probably be the first one coming back. So, all right. Well, for now, I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for coming in again. Have a great evening, a great day. And hope you all have a great time. So take care, and I will see you again in a little less than 23 hours from now. So take care, everybody. See you later. Bye.
There.